got less.
It's good to see you all here in one piece. I know you must have a lot of questions, but
Thank goodness you made it back. I came here as... Take a seat, everybody. All right, that should do it for now. But I have to say, though, I've never seen anyone react.
She's always been special like that. She can even...
given the current situation, that ability will...
Of course. I still have patience to seize.
Thank you, Koichi.
All right, all right. Just give it time. I'm sure...
Yeah.
All right. There's so much to discuss, I'll get straight to the point. Natlan is on the verge of destruction. It's very possible our nation has less than a year...
Huh? No.
That's right. But I've only ever disclosed that fact to the handful of people working with me to save this. Our looming destruction is not a recent development, but the inevitable conclusion of the disaster the Abyss initiated.
Mualani told us a little bit.
500 years ago. All unlike the other nations, Natlan never had stable and deep-rooted ley lines. The battle against the Abyss was exceeding. Even then, it took centuries of solving the disasters caused by... And still, this is but a... The problems plaguing the Night Kingdom are all the more complicated because immediately after the war, our calculations estimated that we would have a maximum of 500 years. But at that time, we were a nation of the destitute. Our people no longer believed in... Our civilization was dying. Our faith... If we didn't bring the nation back together, it would be foolish to... So, the Archon had a long and involved...
So that's what happened. After finding Kachina, I encountered a strange... Since the plan was mentioned in those memories, I guess... But there's still something I don't understand. Those memories...
Huh? But that doesn't make any sense! The Pyro Archon...
That's right. The hardest thing for humans to over... A god can extend a human's life by using a certain amount of divine power. But, as we all know, Natlan doesn't have... A human life is like a flame. Only by dying before my time could I have the chance to wake up again.
So, in other words, this is your...
Yes. We only managed to defeat the Abyss all those years ago because the tribes... If the Natlan of the future was to have a fighting chance, the goal was to reunite the people and restore the strength. Once a tribe was back to its full strength, the tribe's Wyab would select a hero, indicating the tribe. The chosen would then stand by my side in defense of our nation.
So that means...
That's right. You bear the ancient name Umoja. After your adventure in the Night Kingdom...
So in other words, you always knew who the...
Yes. According to the plan, each tribe was supposed to have been fully restored by the time I awoke. The 6 heroes successfully inherited the ancient names from 500 years ago, but the intel regarding the plan wasn't passed. Once again, it comes down to the deterioration of the Night Kingdom.
Just like how the Ode of Resurrection failed to...
Exactly. It's just another tactic the Abyss... If we want to unblock that information from being passed... So, I've tried my... Currently, Shilonen of the Children of Echoes, Kinich of the Scions of the Canopy, and Iansan of the Collective of Plenty have all been acknowledged by their names. During your adventure, you too earned the acknowledgement of your Wyab Mualani. In the process, you gained the memories stored within your name.
But we have less than a year!
Yes, but we have no choice. We cannot start the plan until all the heroes have been gathered. That's also why I haven't been able to take action despite...
But if you knew this whole time, why didn't you just tell me about my role in all this?
Perhaps, but the opposite could also be true. Knowing your destiny too early, just like your determination to save Kachina, I hope your commitment to this endeavor...
So I suppose you're not going to tell us who the final 2...
That's right. Their time is yet to come. Putting pressure on them beforehand will only... I can only trust in the judgment. I have never believed I could solve this crisis alone. Natlan's salvation lies not in its Archon or any singular individual. You're quite perceptive, aren't you?
Huh? Oh, right!
Even though I sacrificed my power, I still needed a contingency plan to ensure you would make it back from the... After all, I was the one who allowed you to take that risk. And Mualani, in addition to their sentimental value,
Fuel?
Yes. The stories embodied by those items are certainly important. But there's an even more significant... Over time, they became imbued with a certain amount of contending fire from being carried on their own. Each item's power is limited. By burning those items, I was able to activate the contending fire stored within them to open the boundary between the two worlds. It was a rather crude approach, so all their power was depleted in an
But weren't they all precious?
That's exactly why I dragged you all here. No matter what, I never wanted the Pyro Archon to have to use that power.
You have nothing to be sorry for. You all deserve my thanks, actually. If you hadn't saved the totem pole, that area of the Night Kingdom would have been forever lost. And then, it would only be a matter of time before the Besides, when those heroes entrusted their belongings to me, or the Pyro Archon of their time, it was out of a desire to contribute to Natlan's survival. If they knew those items helped save the present-day heroes of Natlan...
Even when you put it that way...
There's no need. The people and the events of the past, if you still have regrets, your deeds will become new legends and nurture...
Well, we'd still like to
Well, if that's the... Now that Kachina has returned, we can finally hold the victory, and we could all use the rest, that's for sure. Plus, you'll be able to silence everyone who doubted you once and for...
Still, now that I...
Try not to let it get to you. It's important to stay calm. All right. You should...
When I was young, they attract people from all walks. The people of the Springs have never... It's been really nice, seeing the children of my tribe get old. I've witnessed their energy, even when they cause trouble, I never managed to hold on to my anger for long. I'm certain Mualani will become a great warrior when she grows up. One day, when I'm no longer in fighting form, I'll come here and tell stories to all the children. So, you better get busy, Pyro Archon, or I'll end up running out of stories.
Our nation is engulfed in darkness. The Abyss is a cunning enemy, one that I've faced in battle many times. My rage will never know absolution, and my power will no longer... But you came to me because you knew you could convince... I understand your choice. The heroes of today will forge the path ahead with blood and fire. Just remember to earn. Otherwise, rest assured, I'll find a way to... For Natlan.
So, you're gonna head 500 years in the future to serve as the Pyro Archon again? But what about the youth?
You can't ask her those questions and expect her to answer, my dear. The decision...
We will do everything we can to rebuild the tribes, even across time.
Yeah, Mom's right. Oh, seriously though, Dad should be here. Where?
I imagine he didn't know what to say, so he chose not to come at all. Just remember, no matter what happens in the future, we will always love you.
I'll come find you when... I know I can't live that long, but I'll think of something. There has to be a way for us to meet again one day. If there's an answer out there somewhere, I'm gonna find it. So, don't forget about me.
If that's your decision, then you have my full support, Archon.
May our children live to see such a lovely son.
For Natlan!
No one fights alone. The rules are my legacy.
War forged the 6 tribes, taught us how to fight.
Who will be the...
We are the inheritors of those who grew alongside those who forged our own That is Natlan's fire, the lifeblood of our nation.
Koichi! You here for the victory feast too?
Oh, no. I knew Chaska would be here, so I just came to deliver. It's not that I don't want to celebrate Kachina and the others.
Well, you two had a fun...
She didn't cause any trouble during your...
Yeah, she was super helpful. She gave us a lot...
That's good.
Is there a reason you asked? You were pretty outspoken when we first met, but now it's...
Maybe it seemed unreasonable, picking that fight with her. Her impulse to fight is extremely strong. Her mental strength helps her rein it in, but she still loses control sometimes.
So, what you're saying is...
Okay, so maybe it sounds a little stupid. Anyway, I'm just glad you were able to make it back safe and sound. That's all I...
But do you really have to go that far?
No way. Chaska never opens up about her own pain, especially to her family. She can't learn about this, or it'll be even harder to help her. I appreciate the understanding and... Oh, and if you ever need a doctor, you know who to find.
Huh. Who would have thought there was a deeper reason behind their arguing? In the end, it's all the Abyss's fault.
Let's give a huge round of applause to our brave young warrior, ℂℓiℏ!
Well done, Thank you,
I always knew you could do it. With so much potential at your age,
You're one to talk. Don't think I didn't know you were the first person to abandon your team.
I had no choice.
Oh, really? So you weren't just trying to get...
I wasn't, I swear. I just happened to find that bearer injured in the wild. So I stopped to ban when he insisted on repaying the favor. What was I supposed to do? I'm just one
But the fact of the matter is that after your departure, everyone else started thinking about—
I'm really sorry, ℂℓiℏ. It was wrong of us.
It's amazing that you still made it all the way through to the night.
So, what about...
Our team captain drank too much the night before the competition and turned up late.
Serves you.
Alright. There's no... Dear friend, firstly, I'm grateful to this traveler and her companion Paimon. They've agreed to let me learn from them. And let's not forget my good friends, Moalani, Chaska, Kanich, and Dion-san. They all helped the trap. They too deserve to be called our heroes. So...
Well said!
I'll drink to that. To be honest, it's a bit overwhelming. Well, you better get used to it. Next up, undefeated champion! Hey, please don't make...
Ah, you're here.
How did you know?
You look like you've still got questions. Ask away. Because they had their own... The thought of telling them, abandon your families and everyone you love, and come with me to the end of time. For in 500 years, Natlan will... You could just as easily point out that everything in this world would come to an end eventually. Imagine if I said, let's leave right now, and go save the sun, because it'll... I couldn't make them shoulder that burden with me. Besides, every generation will have its heroes, this one included. Or...
Paimon's suddenly remembering that portrait in your room.
Yes, it was. So when you asked me who my sister grew up to be, the truth is that, from what I've been able to piece together, I can conclude with the reason she played an instrumental... Still, it was an impressive achievement, and I'm there. You feel loss keenly. This is a war, and there can be no war without loss. I am already far more fortunate than those who... The people of Natlan look to me as their archon, and the weight of their expectations is mine to bear.
Yeah, doesn't that mean the way everything ends has already been written?
I suppose, but so what? Don't forget, even if the future ends in destruction, and it's precisely... This is a pivotal moment. Well, 3, to be precise. There's one further hero who I'm hoping to get on my side. Your resistance to the corrupting power of the Abyss is truly If you agree to join us, you will not only gain my full support in your journey.
Ancient name?
They can. Several strict conditions must be met, but if they couldn't be forged at all, then the number of them in circulation would have long dwindled. Possessing an ancient name would mean that your adventures in Natlan, the Ode of Resurrection may have temporarily lost its power, but still, just like in the Night Kingdom, I will be there for you. That is a promise I will fulfill at all.
Yeah, we can't just ignore...
Wonderful. Then I'll reach out to Shilonen. We've never forged an ancient name for an Outlander before.
My lord, we've received word that the pyro... Although your injury complicates things...
Victory and defeat are rules, not outcomes. I have never taken advantage of an opponent in a... As for you, I must confess...
No matter how dense the fog, as long as the sun remains, we cannot turn day... You don't have much time. And you're...
I'm beginning to see just how you...
Astra. Thank you for complete.